Hey guys, as some of you may or may not know, I developed over the last year or so a trainer that works with LBA. It works with the DOSBox version of LBA, all DOSBox versions, and allows you to tweak various things in game. So I thought I'd do a demonstration, showing it off, show you how it works. And show off all the features basically. So let's just start a new game. Let's just call it Trainer. We'll skip past these videos. So as you can see the trainer on the screen. So currently we've got 2 clover boxes, 2 clovers, and 50 health, and that should be unchecked because that inventory is disabled. So we can just change this basic interface. So I can give myself 5 clovers, 3 clover boxes. We'll leave magic level at 0 for now. Let's just half our health just for demonstration purposes. We'll give ourselves a key and some money. Let's go for 42. And we hit set. That should all take effect. So now we have 5 clovers, only 3 clover boxes, the key, the money. So basically everything worked. We can also give, for instance, any of his inventory items. So for example, we would give him the sword, we can select the saber, and the text filter, so you can just type it in and it'll filter it for you. We can also give them a card. So we type card. Oh, we've got blue card and red card. So we can give him the red card. And now if we check Twinson's inventory, he's got both the sword and the red card there. We can also change how Twinson looks. So on the other tab, there's a skin menu. For LBA 1, it's only basic skins. But we can give him a tunic medallion. So I click the checkbox. And then, oh, there we go. It doesn't instantly take effect until either you change scenes or you change behaviors, because it has to, basically the game has to update. And we'll just kill this guy. Whee! Let's be a nurse, and again, if I just tap one of the behavior keys, you can tell we switch to the skin being updated properly. One of the things you'll probably never use is changing weapon. If you have the magic board and the saber, you can change it there. It's entirely pointless feature. I just put it in there for completeness, basically. Chapter. So you may or may not know about chapters in LBA. It controls a few things. The most noticeable visual thing it controls is what Twinson says to other people. It basically relates to where Twinson is throughout the game's storyline. So we have chapter 0 where you're still inside the Citadel. Chapter 1 is activated as soon as you exit the Citadel. Chapter 2 is Zoe being captured. Chapter 3, finding the tunic. Chapter 4 is when you board the ferry. Chapter 5, the astronomer. You have to speak to the astronomer to activate that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. They are skipped over. You go straight from 9 to 13. An interesting point about 8. Stealing the pirate's flag. There are 2 ways to trigger chapter 8. You can either speak to the Sphero, who is inside the museum on Proxima Island, or it also triggers when you steal the pirate flag. So let's just escape from the Citadel and we'll go through some of the other things. So we'll just do this all normally. We'll kill this guy. Kill this guy. And we'll drop down here. And get rid of this dude. See, I'm a nurse, I can talk to him. So let's just change the chapter so we can talk. So I put it at chapter 1. How's it going? So he's been captured. Oh, I didn't activate chapter 1, did I? There we go. It's still the same. So normally his opening statement changes. So it set it to Zoe captured, and now he's asking about Zoe. He's found his tunic. Now what does he say? Oh, same thing. That makes sense. Boarded the ferry. I don't think this is going to change. Oh, yeah, friend. And basically, whoever you talk to will have different responses coded in for the different questions you ask. And as you can see, he doesn't have any responses coded in for these questions. So let's just go back to 0. Let's grab our stuff out of cupboard. Interesting thing, if you get out of the jail cell and you get the ID card and the holly map, even though these still exist in your inventory, when you respawn in, if you save and reload the game, they won't load back in again. So normally you would go up and you'd escape through the door, but if we go to the flags tab, we've got various properties, and I'm just going to turn off brick collision. And with brick collision disabled, let's try that again. Something's not working very well. Okay, I don't know why that's not working. That appears to be a bug. I'm just gonna close this and reopen it. I don't know why that happened. It doesn't normally happen. That is quite strange. I can probably guess actually. Anyway, so if we disable brick collision, we can just run through walls. The one thing about turning off brick collision, it also disables gravity. So we can just drop down. So let's just exit. And twins ins clicked. As he invariably does. That's not a major issue. If we go to the flying tab, we can enable flying, and then if you use the numpad, you can use the keyboard to move Twinson around, even in cutscenes. Oh. And if we put it in the right position, he'll come outside. And now we can run around the same as you would normally. So what have we covered? We've covered the main tab. So we've covered skins, weapons, chapters, quests. Basically, throughout LBA 1, there are a number of quests that we're aware of. We're aware of 131, although we're also aware that I think it's either 2 or 3 out of the 131 aren't actually triggered in game. Like, there's no code that references them. So we can do various things. I know what I can show off. So, getting the 25 caches in this house. So that sets one of the quests. I think I selected 25. Ooh. Caches, the guest house near Citadel. So now it's showing that we've got those. So if we leave the house and go back in again, then the chest is not going to spawn them again. And I can hit action and nothing comes out. if I uncheck this, I might have to reload the room, but we'll try it. Yeah, so if I go out and we'll go back in again, and as you can see, now we've unchecked that flag, we get the money back. And you can do that with any of the quests in the game. So, for example, the pharmacist, there's a flag whether you kill the pharmacist or not. So, the pharmacist will currently be alive. So, if I check that, the pharmacist should now be dead. So, if we go to the pharmacy, the pharmacy is just over here. If we go inside, yep, no pharmacist. And just to demonstrate, if I come out, uncheck that flag and go back in again, the pharmacist exists. Movies. There are various movies throughout the game that you can trigger. I'm just trying to think of a good place to show you this off. Let's go to the port scene. We'll tweak a few things and we'll take the ferry to Principal Island. So let's give Twinson his tunic, which is that one there. Check the box. We'll change the chapter. So Zoe's been captured. We've found the tunic. So let's just set the fact we've arranged the crates. And let's give Twinson a ferry ticket. Do I have my board? Oh, I missed the board. We've got the sword though, so that's fine. Actually, I can just show this guy my ticket and he'll let me through. Ah, that doesn't work. And the reason that doesn't work is because inventory items have a use flag when you've already used them. So if we go to ferry ticket and set the use flag, this let's reload this. Maybe it's the fact I didn't have the ferry ticket when I came in. And we go back in again. It could also be the chapter not being the right chapter. There we go. And that's worked. And now we can board the ferry. Just to demonstrate, if the use flag for the ferry ticket is not set, he won't let me board. So I can try and select that and it just won't work. So we can set the flag. Hi, and it says welcome aboard. I'm going to skip that movie. So we'll try and do this without me dying. Oh, and I did. I died. Wasn't what I meant to show off, but fortunately we still have 4 lives. If you're struggling in the game, you can give Twinson armor. So if I enable armor, and we can just stand here, get shot, and although Twinson reacts to it and it causes a knockback effect, it doesn't actually damage us. It's just really annoying. So movies is what I came here to show off. So if we go into the house that has a television that lets you watch movies. La 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 la. Round here. In here. Let's not talk to her because she is annoying. So we've got the intro video. That's our first ferry trip. And yep, that's all the videos we've got. So if we go back to the other tab and we go to movies, so we can set captured. So yep, we get the intro video again. We get the ferry again. Yep, that's Swinton being captured. That's Swinton captured again. He's not looking very happy. And this is Twinton captured. Oh, a third time. Poor guy. And we can do that for all of the movies. So I'm just going to show off one that most people probably haven't seen. I think I want probably that one. So we can turn them back off again. So we'll get rid of that. So we can uncheck all of these. We'll uncheck the ferry. I think that's it. Yeah, so we should have the entrance video, because you can't disable by that one, because obviously you have to have seen this video. So if you didn't know, you can pour the water onto any of the rune stones, and if you do it on the ones on Proxima Island, they give you a bonus, which is quite cool. The ones on Proxima Island will give you 5 clovers if you pour water onto them. After you initially pour water onto the stone of Subterranean, you can go back and pour water on it again, and then you basically get the same movie, but rather than being the dark movie, it's just lit up. I should be able to show you the dark movie off. Yeah. Maybe it's that one. This teaches me not to be prepared. So that's the opening credits. That's the one with the light on. There we go. So this is the one you normally see at the Stone of Subterranean when you pour the water on. And the other one is if you do it a second time, or you do it on Proxima Island. So holomap. We can set holomap locations. So if I load the holomap at the moment, we've got the holomap in LBA 1 is pretty bad. So I think we've got a location as a pharmacy on Citadel Island. So if I go to pharmacy, it's probably our house, to be fair. So these will all have flags. So the arrow is on the inside of Twinton's house. So we can remove that. There's no reason why you'd really use this. Again, it's just one of these things I added for completeness. And you can set properties like whether you've been there before or whether you can focus on it. And we can obviously add these in as well. So we can focus on the library. I think I need to hit set on that. And then, yep, near to where we are, that's the principal library. Teleport. Teleport was the precursor to flying. Teleporting is fun. So we can click auto refresh, and it'll be running around. This will update with live coordinates, which can be useful to find out exactly where you are, which way you're facing. And all this data is obviously being pulled out of memory in real time. So let's just uncheck that. First thing we can do is turn Twinton around. So we'll just change that from 100 to 400, well 402, and it changes direction. Let's move him slightly. I'm not sure where we're going to move him to, but we'll try that. And you can see he just jumps around. We'll do the same with the Y coordinate as well. We can also increase his height. So we'll try that. And he rises up slightly. Do it a bit more. Whee! And even more. And even more, and probably kill him. Oh, he took damage, he didn't die. That was useful. So flying. Briefly touched on flying before. So again, this is a dock to the numpad. These buttons actually do nothing. So first thing we have to do is enable it. And then if I want to fly, we can press numpad 5. That locks his height, so we're constantly updating the height in memory. To go up, we use numpad plus. To go down, we use numpad minus. And the rest is just moving around with the numpad. As you can see, if you hit something... Oh, we're inside. We just come up again. Whee! So you can glitch through buildings. Or just fly with super gravos. Basically fly anywhere you want. One of my favourite places to fly is onto the library. So let's just go there and do that. Because we're quite close to it anyway. Oh, and you do have to be careful dropping from quite a height. I was trying to hit the collision zone for changing zones, and then Twinsen wouldn't have died, but I missed it. So we'll just come through here. Whee! This is quite a nice point. You can imagine having like a sniper rifle and shooting down from the sandbags. Although how they get up there and why they were put up there in the first place, who knows. So let's disable that. We'll go back to save game in a minute. Flags. So there are various things we can do. So we can turn gravity off. And now rather than flying, it's literally Twinsen walking in the air. And he can walk anywhere and go anywhere. I think I need to jump. Am I at the edge of the screen? I am at the edge of the screen. That's one of the things about the isometric platforming. It's not always easy to tell exactly where Twinsen is. I'm going to turn flying back on because that enables me to change Twinsen's height with the numpad. So we'll just go slightly lower. As you can see, I am over the water. Let's disable that again. So if we turn walk on water on and turn gravity back on, as you can see, Twinsen doesn't die and he'll quite happily run around on top of the water. Whee! Also, if you want to hide from enemies, excuse me, you can just turn Twinsen invisible. Doesn't actually hide you from enemies, but it is fun. There's not much more here that we haven't covered. Object collision, whether you run into things basically. The rest of these you shouldn't really ever have any need for. The only other one is turning Twinsen's shadow off and on. So if I go somewhere you should be able to see it better. So as you can see, there's a shadow in the Twinsen's feet. We can toggle that off. Back on again. And that's mostly it for this tab. Like I say, most of these other things you don't need to worry about. You can change them, but they don't really do anything useful. So there's not really any need. So we'll go to the save game tab. If I enable this, it will show you all the save game files we have. So if I wanted to, I can delete saves, and that doesn't delete the checked ones. It will delete anything that isn't read-only. There's a little message box which you can't see pops up and tells us. Basically, it's the message box. This will delete all non-read-only saves. You say OK, and oh, they've gone. So at the moment, if I quit game and continue, we respawn just there. And the reason we respawn there is because, as you're probably aware, LBA uses zone saves. It doesn't use exact position saves. But if saving is enabled, shit, I need to change that text, I think. We press F7. That should, and it has, it's basically created a new save file. It's dropped all the variables out of memory. So if I quit game and reload, you're literally back to where you were. The one bad thing about that is it also stops autosave working, which is intentional, so autosave doesn't save over your saves. It basically gives you full control. But you can save anytime you want with F7. So if I quit and reload, yep, it works perfectly. Also, if you don't want to keep saving over the same file, you can have multiple saves. So you can press F8. That pops up a dialog box, which hopefully OBS is not capturing. But it basically lets you enter any file name you want. So I'm going to put new save and click OK. If I refresh over here, it shows up on the trainer. And if I quit out of the game, that's an LBA issue. It basically doesn't update the save files in memory instantly. So I just create a new save and then delete it. It's annoying, but it is what it is. As you can see, the save file I created is right there. So that's a bit of a fad, but it works. And I think I'm gonna stop this video here because I think things I haven't covered. So auto zoom, really annoying, and it's not capturing the menu. Basically, there's on the menu, it lets you do things like giving yourself maximum magic, and that gives you constantly maximum magic, so it will never go down again. God mode is still slightly useful. It gives you infinite health. It's less important than it was originally because now you can just turn armor on. God mode, the only difference is God mode will give you health back if you run into a wall. And that's kind of it. That's kind of everything. There should be a link to this in the description. It also works with LBA 2 as well, but I'll probably do a separate video with that because although a lot of the things are the same, there are some differences and some features that are there for LBA 2 and not LBA 1. Anyway guys, thank you for watching and hope I see you soon. Bye!